In this video, I'm going to be showing you how to pull in stock prices in Microsoft Excel and Google Sheets. I'm going to start with Microsoft Excel. So here I've got a few ticker symbols. I've got Apple, Meta Platforms, Alphabet, NVIDIA, and Microsoft. And in Microsoft Excel, there is a built-in function called the stock history function. Now, this does a good job of pulling in the price, but the problem is it's not going to give you the current price. As its name suggests, it's going to pull in the historical stock prices. For example, if I wanted to pull an Apple stock price, I could, but I need to specify a start date. So if I use, let's say, the today function and go back 7 days, and my ending date is today, then that's going to do just that. It's going to pull in the historical prices for the last week, so going back there. So that does a good job of pulling that in, but it doesn't give me today's price, the current price. And so to actually get the current stock price, I need to change the data type. So with the ticker symbol selected, I'm going to go to the data tab, and under data types, select stocks. And I'm going to click on this, and now it's going to detect that this is Apple, and we can see that it has an X followed by the symbol for the NASDAQ, so NAS for the NASDAQ, and then the ticker symbol for Apple. And here we can see the data type has changed just because we've got this, what looks like to be a bank icon. So now I can pull in various values here. So if I click on this option here, this icon to insert data, there's an option for price. There's also values for fields for 52-week high and low, beta, change percentage, all these different values that I may want to pull in. If I select price, then now it's going to pull in the current stock price. And you can see the formula is A1.price. So because it's a different data type, I can just select the value, the cell, and select .price, and that'll pull in the stock price. So I can do this also for these other values as well. So for Meta Platforms, Alphabet, NVIDIA, and Microsoft, click on stocks, and it detects them and I can copy this formula down. So because it's doing A2, A3, A4, A5, it's essentially just like a formula. It's referencing that data type and pulling that in. What about Coca-Cola? Coca-Cola trades on a different exchange, on the New York Stock Exchange. So I'm going to type in KO for Coca-Cola. And so you can see it automatically does detect it. And so because it's almost like it's detecting the continuation of this list, it knows that I probably want to convert that into a data type. So just by typing in the ticker symbol, it's going to be able to detect that. And again, I'll copy this formula down here, and it pulls in the stock price for that as well. It gets a little bit trickier if you're working with stocks on different exchanges. Let's say we want to pull in the stock price for Air Canada, which trades on the Toronto Stock Exchange. If I type in Air Canada, it's giving me the over-the-counter market. So this is the over-the-counter. This is not from the TSX. So you'll notice it did not pull in that value from that exchange. This is where you want to be careful, because these prices are going to be different, because this is based on the over-the-counter of the exchange, not on the TSX. If you want the TSX, then what you're going to want to do is type in XTSE:AC, because that X is an indicator that we're dealing with an exchange. TSE is the symbol for, or the indicator for, the Toronto Stock Exchange, and then AC is the ticker symbol. Now, instead of 1660, it tells us it's 2305, because again, this is the value on the Toronto Stock Exchange. So keep that in mind if you're wanting to pull in stocks from different exchanges. Let's try a different one. Let's say BHP, which is on Australia. If I just type in BHP, in this case, it did correctly detect that I wanted the Australian ones, because it has XASX. So it tells you that exchange. So that's one thing to watch out for when you're pulling in these stock tickers. If you're not sure what exchange or what the code should be for these different exchanges, I was just going to Google Finance, because if you go to Google Finance, you'll notice that it does show you an indicator. So let's say I look at AstraZeneca here. So up here, it said AZN for the ticker, and then :LON. So LON is what I'm going to want to use here in this case. So now if I use LON :AZN, I'll add an X before it. So it's improperly detected what I wanted there. So let's try that again. XLON :AZN. Now it's giving me AstraZeneca. So that's the key thing to keep in mind, is that when you're selecting your exchange, put that X in front followed by the colon. If you're not sure, check on Google Finance to determine what that code should be. But by doing it, now you can be sure that it's pulling the values from that particular exchange, because that's how you can easily make a mistake where the price looks a bit different, because if you're not looking at the same exchange, if you're looking at over the counter versus the Toronto Stock Exchange, Australia, or London, then the values are going to be different. Now, if you just want the historical, then of course you can use the stock history function. But for the current prices, and I don't know if there's a bit of a lag here, but this will give you more up-to-date prices than, of course, what you can get with the stock history function, which is only going to pull in prices for trading days that have already been closed. So now let's switch over to Google Sheets and to see what the process is there for pulling in stock prices. So on Google Sheets, to pull in the stock price, we're going to use the Google Finance function. So as you can imagine, this is going to pull from Google Finance. So here I'm going to select the ticker. And for ones like Apple and Meta and Alphabet, where the ticker symbols are fairly unique, there's not going to be really a mistake with other ones that are going to be found on other exchanges. You don't really need to specify the exchange, just like in Microsoft Excel. I didn't have to either. For the attribute, I'm just going to specify the price. So I'm going to put that in quotes. Now, in this case, you do have a start and end date as well. You can pull in the historical data, but if you don't want to, that's it. Just select the ticker and then put price in quotes. And now you're going to get the current stock price based on that ticker symbol. I'm going to drag this down. So in that sense, Google Sheets is a bit more flexible and more dynamic in that sense, because it gives you that flexibility to pull in the current price as well as the historical. So let's also do this for Air Canada. So TSE:AC, because again, if I put in just AC, it might give me a different value. So it gives me 23, which is the value on the Toronto Stock Exchange. If I just type in AC, the problem is it's going to guess which ticker symbol I want. But in this case, it did a good job. But the problem is, if you have ticker symbols that are common on multiple exchanges, you're not going to be sure which one it's actually pulling from in that case, without looking at the price anyway. But let's say we want to pull in AstraZeneca, LON:AZN. That's going to pull in from the London Exchange. So in this case, we don't have to add an X beforehand, but we still need to add in that code for the exchange. And again, the best bet is to go to Google Finance, look up that ticker symbol and see what the code is for the exchange. And that way you can easily see what you should be using as that prefix. But as you can see, really simple to pull in the stock prices in Google Sheets. And I actually prefer using Google Sheets for that reason, just because it has more flexibility than Microsoft Excel. Having to convert it into the different data types each time can be a bit tedious and cumbersome. Here I can just type in the ticker symbol I want, use Google Finance, and just put in price. Really easy and much more versatile than using the bouncing around between the stock history function if you want historical, and then also converting into cards if you want the current one. So I would suggest using Google Sheets and the Google Finance function. That's a whole lot easier than the option in Microsoft Excel. But either way, as you can see, it's possible to pull in the stock price in both Microsoft Excel and Google Sheets.